Angling things as I
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with live with Pinnacle for the next 30 minutes. I'm Rem Alternis. I am the Community and Marketing Director for catalystgamelabs, and I'm here with my dear friend Jodi Black from Pinnacle, among other hats. I'm so excited. Jodi brought like an entire heavy box of stuff to share with you guys today. So I'm going to let her share all the good news. But first, Jodi, who are you and what is Pinnacle?
Okay, so Pinnacle Entertainment Group is the creators of Savage Worlds and Deadlands tabletop RPGs, and we also have a board game Kickstarter going on right now. So please go to your local browser and put in Doomguard RPG and board game, and go ahead and find that Kickstarter. Take a look at it for me. If you are not in the mood to back it right now, but please go follow it. Please take a look. We think it's a lot of fun. It is a superheroes against Cthulhu board game, and it is way over the top. It is using this IP, Necessary Evil. So you are playing superheroes and supervillains who have to team up to save the world, because you can't have world domination if you just are covered with Cthulhu. So
covered with Cthulhu, coming to Pinnacle near you. I love that.
Anyways, it's a lot of fun. We've been play testing it for years. We did actually launch this on GameFound last year.
Oh, awesome.
And then we learned a lot of things from the community. We took that back and we rebuilt it. So, for example, we're known for making tabletop standees out of pawn, cardboard for our RPGs. And people love them. I mean, we've got them for everything. And then we were doing this as like a plastic miniatures board game, because that's what you do, right? People were like, no, we want the pawns. Don't make it such an expensive board game. And we're like, you're right. Why don't we do that? So we did that, but we also streamlined it. It's a lot faster to play now. If you can see all of the playthrough videos on there, just understand that some of the rules have changed. But I'm super excited about that Kickstarter, y'all. This is my husband Clint's idea, Necessary Evil, that started 20 years ago. And this box set for Necessary Evil now has all 3 of the setting books in it that take you through the alien invasion, and you get to fight off the aliens and rescue Earth. Again, villain, hero team up all the time. And then also there's Necessary Evil Breakout, where it's basically like a city of New York, and you're locked down and you have to break out of New York together.
Ooh, cool.
And then Cosmic Crisis, which is where Doomguard kind of comes into the storyline, where you are facing the intergalactic threat.
Ooh.
So now we have Doomguard. There's a fourth RPG. I can't count. Why am I in RPGs? This is why I play Savage Worlds, by the way, because our target number is 4. I can count that.
Right. That's so cool. I'm excited to check that one out. I knew you had something that went live recently, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yes, and this is the cover for Cosmic Crisis. So I think we do a really good job with our production quality. People tell us that anyways. Very full color interiors. This is our graphic novel sized books. So they're not the 8.5 and 11 type books that some of the others do, which is not knocking on that. That's just what we do, because we find that a little bit easier to read if you're propped up in bed, that kind of thing.
Save bookshelf space by having a little shorter and shallower book layout.
Right. Yes. So Doomguard is our biggest thing, and
awesome.
It's part of Necessary Evil, which is why I'm trying to explain that. All of that RPG is using the Savage Worlds core rules. Mm-hmm. And I'm just now realizing I did not bring a copy of our core rules to show off, because I just assume everybody knows what that looks like.
Yeah, what is this Savage Worlds of which you speak?
So Savage Worlds has been around since 2003. We're an Origins award-winning, as well as others, award-winning tabletop RPG core system. And then you can use this core system to play any genre you can imagine. So we've seen mashups from our fans of Scooby-Doo versus the Goonies. You can just we've even played Savage Shadowrun.
We have. That was so fun.
It was a lot of fun. So you can just kind of take our core rules and then use them to apply to any other kind of IP out there that's tickling your fancy. So you can do Savage Worlds Jane Austen. You can do Savage Worlds, you name it. So, but we do some of the heavy lifting for you. We also have Savage Worlds for Pathfinder.
Ooh.
So I brought this as one of our recent releases. We've had the rights to do Pathfinder for Savage Worlds now for, 5 years, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, it started like right during the it was literally 2020. I remember Thanksgiving Day. Okay, I'm going to break aside here. And
sure.
So 2020, all of you guys are sitting at home twiddling your thumbs going, what am I going to do? And I need something to play. We're working the entire time going, people need something to play. And we are working our tails off. Thanksgiving Day, we made the announcement that we had the rights from Paizo to do Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. It's their storyline, their setting,
awesome,
our rules. And I'm at my desk from like 8 a.m. Thanksgiving Day until 8 p.m. Thanksgiving Day, and my daughter comes up to me going, Mommy, what are we having for dinner? And I'm like, what are you making?
Oh, no.
Do you see me working here? So we had grilled cheese.
Awesome.
And tomato soup that she made for us for
Thanksgiving. It's about the family.
It is. It is. And you know what? It's actually a good memory.
Yeah.
I am complaining because it was work, but at the same time, that's how much enthusiasm there was.
Yeah.
People were just so thrilled. And we've had a great relationship working with Paizo over the years. I get to meet with them again this weekend, and it's really just a catch up, hang out, have an excuse to sit back and catch up on things. So
good.
So anyways, we have the Advanced Player's Guide 2 because there's lots more of rules and stuff that they have that we are kind of streamlining with our rules that you can just, you can still play their type of characters by using our rules in their setting. So people are still saying, hey, but I want to play this. Hey, I want to have that option. So we're still working on trying to do that. So we have, this is new and out at Gen Con.
Awesome.
This is shipping to backers of the Kickstarter. I think it was Kickstarter. We have different crowdfunding campaigns, different platforms, So this is shipping to backers right now, which is why it's out at Gen Con. This is fresh off the presses.
Awesome. That's really exciting.
Yes.
And I remember hearing about Savage Worlds and Shadow Worlds, and as a rules light system for something that's as heavy as Pathfinder can be, as Shadowrun can be, but sometimes you just want to pick up an easy system, but you want to tell the story, and maybe the rules aren't for you, and that's what Savage Worlds is great for. So
yeah,
it's exciting. What else?
Okay, so along with the APG 2 and also B2 Bestiary 2, so we also have that book for Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. We went and we took every single bestiary, depending on how you want to talk about it. Every single critter is on a card, and they're all separated out by type with these bestiary cards.
That's awesome.
So there's a pack of 5 here, and our backers have been saying, these are too many. This is this is a solid.
It's a big stack there.
It is. So we also make a player's box that you can store your cards in, because this is literally the size of your player card. You can have your entire character on a size this big. So our player's box, you can put your card in, you can put some notes about your character. When you level up, you add maybe more cards to it. But they were like, how many players' boxes do I need to hold this in? And we were like, these aren't players' things. These are for GMs. And they're like, but it stores them. We're like, you're right. So you might need 6 or 8.
Yeah.
Depending on if you're sleeving.
Yeah. Awesome.
So anyways, this is,
I think, variety.
Yeah, this is also something people have been very excited about. Each one has full color art, which you can't see actually unless I break it open. I don't really want to do that. But then all of the stats are on the back. So
that's awesome. I'm going to have to go get my copy. I'm excited about the Pathfinder skin.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That is just, it's such a fun, they have such a cool world.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have a fantasy world. We don't need to. There's so many fantasy worlds out there. We'd rather focus on things like Necessary Evil, quite honestly.
Awesome.
So, yeah. All right, what else do I have here? So, also kind of hot off the presses, new for Gen Con at least. This is out in retail. We have our new science fiction companion. So each time we do our core rules, and I should say each, but we have a core rule book, lets you homebrew anything that you can imagine. And then you can take you can take each of our different main genres, and we give you more rules just to be able to give you some options. And we also have ribbons in the books too, which this one doesn't really want to come out.
Pretty ribbon.
I know, right? I love these ribbons. Aren't these beautiful?
They're pretty.
They mark your spot. So with the science fiction companion, you can play alien worlds. You can create your own race.
Awesome.
Anything that's got high-tech gadgetry. And what's really cool to me is you can take some of the rules here for creating your alien race, put that into the superpowers companion with a few rules there, using the core rules. Now you're creating like an alien that's in the superpowered setting.
Neat.
So you can use both of those together.
Awesome.
You can also use our fantasy companion. And let's say you want to pull forward like a paladin out of the past or out of some kind of fantasy world. Let's say you might want to rift things together
I see what you did.
just to drop another license in there, you know. So before we had Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, we had Rifts for Savage Worlds.
Awesome.
So yes, we love playing in other people's sandboxes. Let me
Great.
just put it that way. So
Great.
if you want to think of a setting, Palladium's Rifts has everything in the kitchen sink, you know, out there for you to play in. So we give you that rule system. That is a self-contained kind of system that you can play as well. And then you can also just kind of piecemeal it together. We give you options. We're not going to sit there at your table and say you're doing it wrong, because who has time for that?
Yeah.
But we'll give you the options. We'll give you these books. And I think it's a ton of fun.
Awesome.
Last piece that I brought. We do fiction, because why wouldn't you? Because we have all of these cool stories that we're telling amongst ourselves at our own game tables, because we don't just make games at some computer and don't talk to people. We play games with each other, and we're writing some of those things down. So Savage Tales of Science Fiction here, that was with our Kickstarter as well. And we have this whole line of fiction. So I wanted to bring that out too.
That's awesome. And what are the cards there?
Oh, yes. So this is our archetype cards. So when I mentioned that you can have your entire player character on a piece of card, this is what a whole deck of cards are. Let's say you're trying to do your convention prep. You want to just set up your table as fast as possible. Look through the archetype cards. This is your archetypal character. For science fiction, like here's your pilot, here's your mercenary, here's your, I'm sure you can think of a few.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Street samurai, your fighter, your decker.
Right? Just, you know, the robot, basically, you know, like the brick, you know, or like but in robot form. It's like these gives you some options that are already fleshed out with your hindrances and your edges, give you some role-playing hooks. Everything's on one piece of paper cardstock that you can use, and it has some level ups that you can lean in towards too.
Great.
So this is a whole box full of those archetypes, and we have that in each of our genres. So science fiction, fantasy, horror, and I'm forgetting one now because I'm on live stream.
That's fair.
That's just why we have a website. Go check out the website.
Well, I'm a fan of Deadlands. Is there any news for Deadlands here at the show?
Yes, I'm so glad that you asked. So our next Kickstarter will be for Deadlands Dark Ages.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's exciting.
That is the big news.
When is that coming?
In September. And I've already done the first editing pass on that. It's so cool.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see that. That's my. You might have me on both of your Kickstarters.
I mean, that would be great. Thank you. We appreciate your support. I'm just doing like a little bit of play testing. The Danes are still kicking everybody's asses, so we need to fine tune a few things.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, just to be able to do that level of low magic. You know, Deadlands, you've got the paladins in that world of Deadlands in the UK. First of all, we're leaving the Weird West because it's not, it's in the UK. It's not in, the American Southwest, but it's still the world of Deadlands. They're wearing 6-shooters on their hips. There's a plot reason for that. It has to do with the Morgana effect. So,
Wow.
yes.
Oh, that's exciting. Morgana effect. I like the
Yes.
sounds of that.
Yeah.
Neat.
Morgan Le Fay. Have you
Yep.
heard of that? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's where I was hoping that was going.
Yep.
Awesome. So some Arthurian legend in there, which is going to be great.
Yes.
Man, I am excited for that. I can't wait to see more.
Yes.
Is there anything at the booth for Deadlands that people can get here at the show?
We have a ton of product out for Deadlands right now.
Awesome.
So we've had the Deadlands Night Train box set come out. We've got Horror at Headstone Hill. These are some like encapsulated campaigns that you can play. Now, Night Train, I will warn you, and there's a lot of GMs who just enjoy this sort of thing. If you want a TPK, go for it. That's what Deadlands Night Train is supposed to be. Now, my husband threw this at me in our Deadlands duet game because we're doing a 1GM 1-player game at home.
Cool.
I can talk about that. It's so much fun. But he threw that at me and I didn't realize it because he's just that good. But I managed to survive. So there are ways that you can survive.
Good.
But it's meant to be a TPK, and he did soften it up for me.
Oh.
So because he's a softie.
And anyway, like you're running your own games, and that's part of with this system, a narrative system. It's what your table and your players and the story that you want to tell.
Yeah.
So
And you can take it to like there. We started out with a tabletop skirmish rule set. So like when Clint and I are playing our game, in fact, we drove 12 hours to get here. We're gaming the entire time. I'm the GM and he's driving, so he's the player.
Oh, neat.
So we're in Deadlands right now. We always do another, setting, and then we go back to Deadlands. So I'm running it for him. He's playing, but when he was running Night Train for me, instead of it being very theater of the mind like we did for the driving, obviously, and pausing when there's, traffic and rain and stuff like that. But when we did Night Train, it's tabletop. Like I wanted to have that kind of combat focus of, okay, I've got line of sight to this person. I want to make sure, is this in range? Is there a negative to this? You can do both with the system.
Yeah, that's awesome. So lots of Deadlands at the show, lots of Savage Tales or science fiction.
Yep, we have fiction.
Lots of Savage Worlds skins. Any other skins besides Pathfinder here?
As far as like skins, I'm thinking of as like other settings.
Yeah.
So basically, we are Rifts for Savage Worlds, Pathfinder for Savage Worlds, and then there's other licensed settings that we've had, such as the Goon and the Fear Agent and the Sixth Gun. So these are all comic book settings that you can play that are officially licensed that we have on the shelf that you can buy.
Cool.
So those are already, pick them up there. It's a book this big, and you've got everything you need to play, including what we call a plot point campaign. So it's like, if you're thinking like an adventure path where you have to go ABC, this is more freeform in that you've got, here's the plot hook, here's what you need to get done, and then that's going to be the next step of it. What you do between A and B is up to you.
Okay.
However you want to get your players from here to there. And you can, I've seen GMs just go from back to back super fast and get a whole plot campaign done in like maybe 6 or 8 sessions, depending. Or they play it out over 3 to 5 years. Just
awesome.
Everybody's having a good time doing side quests. That's you.
Yep. Yeah, we played we have some audience members here that I've played Shadowrun with, and we have like a mission that's supposed to take 4 hours, and we're like 3 weeks in and maybe getting to the big run. Hi, Zach. Critical Role Dungeon Master Zach Clay is standing to our side here. I get to voice act with him on our vocalists once a month, so it's really good to see you in person.
Meet space.
Yeah, right? See all of our internet friends in real life. Our parents are horrified that our scary people we talk to on the internet are our real life friends now. I'm going to go meet them in Indianapolis. Anything else that's with Pinnacle that you want to talk about that's special about Gen Con or coming up soon?
I can't think of, there's tons going on at Pinnacle. We've got a fantastic team. We're just, a well-oiled machine. Everybody's, just hitting all the beats at the right time. So I've got nothing but praise for my coworkers there. I've been working with Shane Hensley for far too long. We've watched each other's kids grow up. I get to see his boys this weekend, and I was
That's
like,
awesome.
they're always going to be babies to me, right?
You
I
know,
hope they don't see this. They're grown-ass men.
I just had this conversation. I've got a friend that I met when she was 24, and then I met her little brother when he was 26. So in my brain, he's her big brother, and everyone stays the same age when I met them. That's how this works.
Yes.
So I'm with you on that.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, what booth are you at?
So Studio 2 is carrying everything. They're in the
great.
1900 aisle
Great.
for Pinnacle. And then if you want to find me, if you're here at the show, I will probably be at the Carolina Game Tables booth. And the big announcement there is Carolina Game Tables is now Legacy Game Tables and has new owners.
That's awesome.
Whee! And I have more time to work as Gamma Board of Directors Publisher Representative.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. I'm really excited about it, and I'm having a great time. And please come talk to me about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for being here again. Don't forget that we have coupons for the Catalyst booth down the way if you're here at the show. At the streaming booth. And then also, don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we're going to be live with Piranha Games, the makers of MechWarrior 5 that just released recently, and Chris Lowry. And so if you love Battletech but Catalyst isn't enough for you, we're coming right back with more. So thank you.